What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And the movie I want to take a look at right now is Jackass Forever. Now, this is the fourth installment in the Jackass franchise, and if you are unaware of what Jackass is, it has been running for 22 years, but just in case this is your first time ever hearing about this, it's a bunch of guys coming together, pulling off dangerous stunts, pranks on one another, and hurting themselves for our entertainment's sake. But just the pain and the disgusting nature of like what they pull off can get squeamish at times. But you know, if it's your bag, it's your bag. I'm not going to judge. I've enjoyed the past three for what they are. You know, it's not highbrow entertainment, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I cannot believe that the last one that came out was 12 years ago. Insane. So yeah, so this is the fourth installment of that franchise. So going into it, I honestly didn't know what to expect. I told myself before I started hearing about this that I did not want to see any trailers. I didn't want to have any of the pranks or the stunts be ruined for me because that trailer is going to be 2 minutes worth. It might have the majority of them in there. I wanted to be surprised. I wanted to just kind of experience Jackass Forever as fresh as possible. So I didn't watch any trailers. I stayed away from it. So then I saw it. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Is it absolutely disgusting and vile? Yes. Is it funny at times? Also yes. Are there some of the pranks and stunts that just go on too long and really kind of overstay their welcome? Also yes. So I think it's a combination of just a bunch of different things. I don't know if it would be classified as my favorite, but it was an entertaining film at points, and you know, I had a time with it. Not really like a good time. It's kind of hard to say that you want to have a good time with a film that shows a lot of feces and a bunch of penises, but you know, yeah, it's one of those things to where like everyone on screen looked like they were having fun. I had fun to a point, and that's all I can really say for it. So. I will say that the interesting thing about this movie is that it's 2022. Everyone does everything on the internet nowadays, and just knowing that there was a 12-year gap from the last one to this one, a lot has changed on the internet landscape. Everyone's pulling off dangerous stunts on YouTube. And so when I was watching the film, I was thinking to myself, a bit of the charm has worn off of the Jackass crew, because we see stuff online like this every single day. So, you know, making another movie of like what they originated 22 years ago, it's nice and all, but it also kind of loses some of its sting a little bit, just because people can do anything on the internet nowadays. So I was constantly thinking about that as I was watching the film, and it's not a fault to them. It's just that we've all been so entrenched in the internet landscape for so long now, and YouTube and just people sharing content on TikTok and all that stuff, to where when you see something like this, it's kind of like, okay, cool. I guess the right kind of phrase is like not as impressed. You know, and then you sit there as you're watching them pulling off these stunts like, oh yeah, I'm not really impressed. And then it's like, well, can you do what they do? Absolutely not. I think they're braver than me. But that's just kind of an observation that I saw. So I would divide this movie up into a few different camps here. So there's a lot of disgusting ones, a lot of, you know, just crude, just vile, repulsive, just gnarly things that they do in this one. And honestly, I think this is probably the grossest one that they've done so far. You know, watching those type of stunts, you know, I think they kind of overstayed their welcome. Didn't really do a whole lot for me. I'd never been one to, I guess, like watching that stuff like in the Jackass movies. I'm more about like the stunts and the pranks on one another. But as far as like the disgusting stuff goes, it's pushing the boundaries, man. I don't know how they got away with some of this stuff in the movie. But then again, if you watch 3, 2, and 1, they basically do the same thing. So that stuff doesn't really do it for me. The pranks on one another. always fun to see. I always like their camaraderie, and I always like their chemistry with one another. They just feel like a group of just siblings, just all kind of like just pranking each other and just having fun doing it. And those bits, they're just kind of sprinkled in between, are super hilarious. Just because, like, they're all just having fun with one another. Even when someone pranks another person, that person that got pranked, like, they just, kind of brush it off their shoulders, if you will. And so it was just really fun to kind of see that. Also, I like the addition of the new people. The three that come to mind are Zach, which is like this bigger set guy, Jasper, and Rachel, the lone woman in the group, but she was fearless, and like the new people, they were fearless to do mostly anything. Like there was just like really no complaining. It was just like, it was amazing to me like how gung ho they were to do stuff, and I love the fact that like Johnny was pranking them as well as his friends, and it's weird to see like most of them in their 40s, and Johnny's 50 at this point, doing this stuff, but it also hurts worse, like that phantom pain when you watch it. You're just like, oh wow, my whole body hurts watching this. But yes, the pranks on one another, sorry I derailed for a bit, but the pranks on one another were really fun to see. That's always been probably my favorite part. And then of course the other camp is the stunts, like the absolute insane things that they put through their body for our entertainment. And you can feel the bones crackling. You can feel like the bodies hit the ground, and it's oh man, some of that stuff is just like they purposely heighten the audio and the sound design just so you can feel it even more. It's more of an immersive experience. But the stunts are really cool. I've always appreciated what they can come up with when it comes to stunts, and just the sets that they build, and just the absolute lunacy that they go through just for one stunt. As case in point, this is in the trailer, but like when Johnny's in the cannon and he's shot off into the lake, that maybe lasts like 20 seconds, but I can't imagine like the prep work of like finding that cannon and building it, and like who's gonna do it, and like what Johnny's gonna do when he flies out. Let's say all that stuff just for like 20 seconds. It blows your mind, because that just shows you where the genius comes from, of the crew, and like what they can come up with. And I like that about them. And of course they got their juvenile side with all the penises and poop, but seeing the stunts kind of play out, and just the amount of work that had to go into them, I was really impressed. And then like the opening stunt, and the closing stunt, and all the big stuff was really impressive to see. So yes, is this highbrow art that A24 just released and it's going to be nominated for Oscars? No. But if this is your thing and you like the Jackass movies and the TV show and just Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and those type of personalities, you might enjoy it. Just be prepared. It is Jackass after all. You will be horrified, appalled, and you will feel that phantom pain, especially as a guy down below. You will also just be repulsed by just everything that you're watching. So it is definitely a unique experience, as it always is. Truly an American thing for sure. As I was watching it last night, I was like, wow, this film is like just America. And I'm sure when other people watch it around the world, they're just like, yeah, that's what Americans are. Just dumb, doing stupid stuff. So, yeah, it truly is a unique thing. I'm actually more curious to know who's going to go to the theater to watch it, how much money it's going to make opening weekend. All those questions are just pondering through my head, but because all the other three have actually done quite well, so who knows. But yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. But when I was impressed, I was impressed. When I was laughing, I was really laughing. When I was disgusted and I thought it overstayed its welcome a bit, I really felt it. So I'm kind of just all over the place with it. So that's just kind of like my overall thought process behind it. Also, just as a side note, I really like the fact that the director, Jeff Tremaine, he's been the director for all of them. I like that he participates, and I like how that he's game for stuff. I like that Johnny messes with him. I like that it's a very interactive documentary experience where like the subjects are also interacting with the crew. I've always liked that nice little kind of touch to the Jackass brand. So yeah, I know it's kind of like a lot of thoughts kind of just jumbling out, really dissecting the artistry that is Jackass Forever. But yeah, please let me know down below if these movies are your type of thing. Let me know which ones you've liked the best, which ones you haven't really liked. I would like to know all your thoughts down below. But that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.